Okay, we're back. So for those of you who didn't run away in fear and are not crying in a closet because we got cut off, I think I solved the issue of why we get cut off every once in a while. It's actually due to this.
He's Ray the video guy.
Apparently, your trusty technological leader here had that video or that audio track on a cloud drive, and so every time when we try to pull it up and play it, it was pulling it from the cloud, sucking up all that data, and then trying to stream it at the same time and killing us. So hopefully, without us having to pull that data from there, I put it on. I made sure that it is actually on one of my super fast video drives. So hopefully that, if that indeed is the issue as to why we got cut off there and a few
that
other
makes
times,
sense, though. Yeah.
now we shouldn't have that issue, and I don't have to wait. If you ever notice, now here's a little behind-the-scenes secret for those watching right now. If you ever notice, right before we play the music, a lot of times I, go into some little jabber mode. Well, that's because I know I've got to load up that audio before I can hit play, and otherwise we have that big gap. So I remember, oh crap, we got to play that audio, and so I click on it and chalk for a
I
second.
always thought it was just your hard drive going, oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
wake up.
that's what I had kind of thought.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it must be on a hard drive that's waking up from being idle. But no, it was pulling it from the cloud. And that would be why. And I think that pulling it from the cloud, even though it's not a big file, was clogging up the whole system and whatnot. So hopefully that will solve the issue. So with that, if you weren't here before, we're going to be talking about some interesting things you can do with video and social media. So new social media video ideas. So I'm not nearly as comical as I was the first time, but that's okay. We'll get started with the show because we don't want to waste anybody's time anymore, including my own. So here we go. Are you ready, Steve?
I am ready, Ray.
All right, here we go. Part 2. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk about some clever ideas for using video and social media. And today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. If you want to start doing some high-end video editing, but you don't want to pay those high-end prices, well, now is your chance to get a free video editor at freevideoeditor.co. Head on over there, download the Shotcut Video Editor along with all the goodies that we've put along with that, and you can start editing like a pro right away. And again, that's at freevideoeditor.co. Leave off the last M for monkeys.
Monkeys.
I said monkeys last time, too. So
Yeah.
here we go. All right, let's hit that funky music.
He's Ray the video guy. Yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at. Even if he's a little fat, he's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy. Yeah, Ray the video guy.
Hey, we're still on the air.
Woo! Woo!
Our Facebook Live is still on the air. That's really cool.
Excellent.
All
we are
right.
such technical wizards
Yes.
that
you know what? We're amazed that we didn't screw up. Well, anyhow, it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn.Show podcast network, and you can not only find us on Earn.Show, of course, Facebook Live. We always do the program as a Facebook Live on Friday afternoons at around 2 Eastern. Around.
except
2,
today.
yes. And we're on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and iTunes and Stitcher and probably other places, too.
Yeah.
So,
Indeed, we are.
Very good.
It's kind of funny. We're talking about things you can do on the internet and social media when it comes to video, and of course, doing this live version of the podcast is essentially that. And we're sitting here complaining because we got cut off from our. We're literally doing a TV show on the internet completely for free through Facebook. With how amazing is our world that we can do that, and yet
It is.
So we're going, oh, we got cut off. How dare they cut us off from our free stream? And
Yeah.
So we've got to really take a second to really love the fact that we're able to do these kinds of things and to bring these to you, without major issues, without having to go out and spend millions of dollars and have a TV studio. I mean, I built a quote unquote TV studio here. We're using a webcam and an iMac and a piece of software, and that's pretty much it. Obviously we got some lights in here and things, but nothing that's crazy. We don't have to buy $30,000 cameras and $20,000 streaming, video computers and whatnot. You can do it from stock computers and do a pretty amazing job, I think. And not that I'm saying we're doing an amazing job, but the streaming part does an amazing job. It does it so well without having to put so much, money and crazy amounts of effort into doing that. 10 years ago, we would not be able to do this. We might be able to record a podcast 10 years ago, but we certainly would not be able to do this. And so it's pretty amazing stuff. And that's one of the things that we're really kind of talking about today is these social media things you can do with video. And certainly doing live videos of any kind is a big part of that. And, whether you're just taking your phone and doing a live video or you're doing a full-blown podcast like we're doing and using cameras and call-ins and all of that, anything you can do when it comes to live video is going to be that new social media that you can do with video that's really going to make a difference in your marketing. It's going to make a difference in your business. It doesn't matter if you're a plumber. You could be doing a plumber show. It doesn't matter if you're a dentist. You could be doing a dentist show. And you can be doing it here on Facebook. You can be doing it on YouTube. You can be doing it on Instagram pretty soon, if not, probably already. I'm not a big fan of Vimeo overall, but Vimeo owns live stream now, so you can do live streaming with Vimeo and just so many great options out there. And live video is very easy to do nowadays. If you do it on YouTube, it's still a little bit more complex, but they're trying to make it easier. Facebook and Instagram, so easy to do live videos these days, right from your phone, right from your desktop. And it is a great way to get attention because, as you may know, live video on Facebook still gets more attention than just posting an image or, whatever it is that you're posting on there. It kind of gets that little step up. Now, you don't get the audience you did about a year ago. A year ago, I would put out a video and, doing it live. And as soon as I was done with the live video, I could look and have, already had 300 people watching the video. You're not going to get that kind of audience most of the time now, unless you have a really active audience. If you already have a big audience of, 300-400 people that are commenting on things that you post, then you probably still will. But for the average person, it's going to be a little bit lower. It's not getting that same push from Facebook that it used to, but it does get a lot of push, and it does go above many of the other things that you can post. So highly recommend, the number one thing that you do is start doing some live videos, something that I need to do a lot more of just because it's, it's been a little tough to do it all the time with the holidays and everything else. But we'll get back into that and try to be a little more consistent with that. I think I've said that on this show numerous times, and, the show is usually pretty consistent. But
Yeah, we're pretty consistent with it. But you made a lot of sales using Facebook Live for your
definitely.
affiliate business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, I tell people the story. The very first time I did a Facebook Live, we made $600 off of, or actually, no, I'm sorry. It was $900 and something, and then the other time it was $600 something. So we made literally $900 off of a product sale just by doing a Facebook Live about that product. The very first time we did it. And again, back then, you put out a Facebook and it got in front of everybody. So it was a lot easier to get an audience. And we still do a lot of those Facebook Lives, and we do product demos, and it leads to sales every single time. In some of those cases at the beginning, I know that those sales were only attributed to the Facebook because it's the only way I was selling it at the time. So I'd put it out there that way, and we made all that money without having emailed it out, without, it was just doing the Facebook Live. Nowadays, because we do everything, typically, if I'm gonna promote a product, I'm gonna do a Facebook Live with it. I'm gonna make videos about it on YouTube. I'm gonna email about it. So it's tougher to say, oh, this came from this channel or that channel. But and some of those things we knew because it was the only channel we were using specifically to test that, and it does work very, very well. So Facebook Live, tremendous place to be able to do that. And you don't have to always be doing strictly live videos. You can be doing pre-recorded videos that you run as if they're live onto Facebook. Now, there are some caveats. Facebook does require, according to their terms of service, they want you to tell people, hey, this isn't live, so that they know it's a pre-recorded video. But there's no, some people think that you can't run pre-existing videos on Facebook, or they're breaking a rule when they do it. You're really not. You're supposed to let people know that it's, pre-recorded. They don't say how you have to let them know. It could be, you could put something on the video, you could put it in the description, but you're just supposed to let people know that, hey, this is a pre-recorded video. So you can do that, so take advantage of that. We do that with a lot of our programs, demos that we do. I've got some businesses that I own that I take some of the stuff we've already done, and every day I fake stream it out through Facebook so that people see it and it comes through as if it's live, and it does get a little bit of attention, and it's very helpful. So take that existing stuff, use that in your Facebook Live systems to be able to do that. So,
well, and the thing that's cool about Facebook too is when you do a live video, what is it, the little bell or something in the upper right hand corner, it's gonna say that you're live, you're doing a live video, and then at least on the desktop version, I don't know about the phone version, but it does a little inset of the video too when you go live. So Facebook does try to get your attention,
yes,
to get your audience's attention when you do a live. So
it'd be interesting to see like how, when we go live, how many of the people actually see that little live box that pops in the corner. So that would be interesting to find out. But yeah, because I get it all the time. Chad Nicely goes live every day, and I hear about it. So Chad, you are the consistent guy that many of us need to be. So
yeah,
get that every day. So that's a fun thing. But yeah, so Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope. Let's not forget about, Periscope is still a strong opportunity for people to stream out live. In fact, the software that we use to do this show now does direct Periscope streaming. So we could actually stream out shows directly to Periscope. So, still a viable option out there if you want to do some live video there. And of course, as I said, Vimeo's getting into the game as well. So a lot of great options. And that's one of the social things you can do to really help build your brand using video. But that's really not the direction I was intending to go with this, but I think it's something that really needed to be mentioned. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to get into and talk about has to do with Facebook and Instagram specifically. And the reason I say that is in YouTube, in your movie theater, on your TV, we all know that we want widescreen video. Why? Well, because widescreen means bigger. In your movie theater, they open those curtains to make it wider to show the widescreen movies. In YouTube, they widened that panel that the video's in so that you get this nice bigger video. When you've got a square video, it kind of squishes it in and you got black on the sides, In Facebook and in Instagram, it's actually quite the opposite. Whether you do a widescreen video or a square video, your video is going to fit into that little newsfeed column. And that column is going to be, this big, and it's going to stay that big. If you do a widescreen, it's going to fit left to right in that little column. If you do a square video or a tall video, you're going to get more real estate because that video is going to be taller, but it's still going to be just as wide as if you did a widescreen video. So you're actually getting more real estate by having tall videos. And what we want to do with that is we want to use that real estate to our advantage. Now, am I saying that you should start shooting square videos? No, that's not what I'm going to get at with this. But what I am going to say is shoot your widescreen videos like you normally would. Use them for your website. Use them for YouTube. But then take that video, and when you're going to put it onto Facebook, take your video editor, make a square, and put that video in the middle of that square, and then put information above and below it. And that information could be, just a headline. It could be an offer. It could be a coupon. You could put animation in there. You could add other video in there. There's a lot of different things. You can get as creative as you want and really start to do some really cool stuff with the Facebook interface just by using that upper and lower video space. Now, you can do that in pretty much any video editor, so it doesn't matter if you're using Final Cut Pro or if you're using Adobe Premiere. All you have to do is go into those programs and set up a video that's square. It's 4:3 or taller. You don't have to stick with that 16:9 video. So go in there, make a program that's taller, and then use that real estate. Bring your video in, put that real estate above, put that real estate below. And again, for businesses, that could be coupons, it could be information, it could be phone numbers, it could be special offers, it could just be fun stuff to get attention. I saw one the other day where they put it was like a dancing guy. It was like a GIF animation of a dancing person, and they just put it underneath the video dancing, and it just got your attention so that you'd watch the video. So there's a lot of really neat things that you can do to kind of boost that up. Now, again, you can create that with a traditional video editor, but there's also a lot of great programs out there that will help you do that. In fact, we started to promote a program yesterday that actually worked really well. It's called Video Wrapper. Video WRAPPR, and what it does is it allows you to upload your video, and then it builds that, the rest of the area above and below for you. So if you don't have video editing skills, if you don't have graphic design skills, you can easily go in there and do this. You just upload your video. They've got templates, so they've already got a bunch of templates in there that are already set up where you can just fit your video into the spot where you want it to show, and it can have all the other information. You can add animated text, and it does all the animation for you. You just type in your text, you choose the type of animation, boom, you're done. You can add in animated GIFs, so if you want that dancing guy in there, you can download a dancing guy. In fact, an example I did yesterday, I got the animated GIF version with the transparent background of Shia LaBeouf doing his "Just Do It," and I was able to put that in the background of the video. So you had the video, you had this nice background, and then you had the animated Shia LaBeouf telling you to just do it. And it works really, really well. You can check it out, raythevideoguy.com/video wrapper, WRAPPR, so no E in there. And that will allow you to build these types of videos that work really, really well. They're very cool, and they give a lot of information. You can also add subtitles to that, because one thing that people may not realize is up to 80% of videos are watched in complete silence, and people are looking for those subtitles to be able to follow along what's going on. So they watch their videos because maybe there's a bunch of people around, so they turn the volume down, they watch the videos and read the subtitles. So with the Video Wrapper, it automatically will bring in an SRT file if you have one, or you can go into the video and you can add the text yourself to follow along with what's going on. So very cool software, allows you to build these nice videos very easily. You've probably seen these videos done a million times. A lot of businesses use them. Frank Kern uses them all the time. You can see some of the really neat ones with a lot of well done graphics up on the top of them and whatnot. So you can do some very cool stuff. So highly recommend you start doing that, because it does get more attention, gets more views, uses that real estate. And of course, if you work with other businesses, this is an opportunity for you to offer them a new service and say, hey, you know what? You've got these videos, but we can do this, make them look really cool, get people's attention. So highly recommended you start to do that. Again, Video Wrapper, if you don't know how to do that yourself, if you're not a video editing person, you can do that very, very easily. So highly recommend you check that out. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about, and this is something that somebody actually brought up to me today, and that is these short videos that kind of loop themselves. And so in Facebook, one of the things you can do is, instead of posting an image, and the one today I think was for Target, and instead of having Target, just a still image of an ad for Target, well, they had this, what looked kind of like a still image of an ad, but then it had like a dog walking by and pushing a present under the Christmas tree. Well, that was just a looping thing. It just looped. It was like 4 seconds long and just kept looping and looping and looping. So these are the types of things that you can do as well to get more attention, get crazy with some of these just short little animated videos. And this one, it wasn't animated, by the way. I just mean animated as in it's constantly running. This was an actual dog and a real photograph or a real video of this particular location. So you can take your existing videos, make these little loops, put them out there, and they get a little more attention than a standard image would. And the reason I know is because people contact me and say, hey, how do we do this and whatnot. So highly recommend that you check that out. Now, another thing with these short videos is you can use these short 6-second little commercial style videos inside of places like YouTube. So if you're running ads in YouTube, you can have these 6-second ads and they'll run in the middle of a video. Now, these are kind of honestly in YouTube, these are the most annoying videos, because you're watching a video and all of a sudden it breaks away in the middle and middle of a guy talking, it cuts away and goes to a 6-second video and goes back to the video. So they're kind of annoying, but they're in your face. They're right there. They have to be less than 6 seconds long, and you can run them in the middle of videos multiple times. So it's just another opportunity to use existing videos in a slightly new way. Making these short, looping 4-second, 6-second videos is kind of the new thing that you need to get used to. So starting to think of ideas that can be said or done in 6 seconds, and usually without sound. You can have sound, but try to program things as if there's no sound, because a lot of times there's not going to be sound. People are going to have the sound turned off. So if you can tell your message with just the visuals in 4 to 6 seconds and without sound, you're going to be doing pretty good.
So how do you do that? How do you make those looping videos?
You make them just like you would any other video. There's nothing special you need to do with it at all. You're just going into your video editor and you're just making a short video. You have to think it out a little bit. It's a little bit more of a creative process. Now, in the case of the Target video, it was literally just a still image of a Christmas tree in a living room, and then the dog went by and pushed a present, and then he, just kind of looped back and forth. But you can build those, with almost anything. You could have text message. You could, whatever it is you need to do.
So how do you loop it though? How do you make it loop on like Facebook, or YouTube?
There's a few. Well, you're not going to get it to loop on YouTube.
Yeah, you're not. As soon as I said that, it's not going to do.
On Facebook,
but Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook, there's some ways to do that, and I'll have to. We'll come up with a. I'm going to get together a guide.
A thing.
Some sort of a guide.
Okay.
That will show people exactly how this is done, because it's kind of tough to explain on the radio.
Okay.
But we'll put together a little guide. So when if you're listening to this in the future, just check down below. We'll make sure that we get some sort of a guide in there so that you can download that and learn more about exactly how to do that. It's not hard, but we'll put that together for you to make it nice and easy to do. But
Okay.
that's on Facebook itself, where they have the looping videos like that. And on YouTube, it's just a 6-second video that's going to pop in there. So,
right.
But it is the new thing. In fact, I meet with a lot of SEO and local business guys, and they say, "Oh, we got to get into these 6-second videos." So it's getting out there. People know that this is the new thing. The new norm is going to be these 6-second, very short videos where you get your point across. And it's not just on the internet. Television is going to 15-second commercials a lot of times now, specifically to kind of follow that same thing. So think
They're
small
doing it.
in this case. Think short.
They're doing it on sports a lot.
Yep.
All the sports broadcasts do it now.
Absolutely.
We got now this word from, whomever, and a little inset pops up, and it's a 10-second ad. And you still see the timeout. You see the coaches. You see the broadcasters.
So it's all going in that direction. So if you can start building these short little videos, that's a great thing. Now, another thing that I thought was really interesting, and this was a product that came out, probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and it allows you to build what look like text messages. So you get into the software and you have text conversations, but it makes a video out of it, and you can post those out there. So those have been getting a lot of attention. You've probably seen a bunch of them on Facebook lately, where people post them in there. I did one with Hulk Hogan, and it showed me talking to Hulk Hogan about the product. And a lot of people have done some very creative stuff using these types of videos, but they're very interesting specifically because we're so used to doing text messages. They're a very natural, everyday thing for us. So when you see a text message video, it gets your attention because you're so used to looking at your phone. It's one of those things where you can't really, you almost can't go without looking at your phone if you think there's a message on there. And so these types of softwares that make these videos that are so ingrained in what we do each and every day, it makes a big difference, gets a lot of attention. And of course, it's very different because, how many times have you seen a video that was a text message like that? It wasn't something that's been around for a long time. It's a fairly new thing, but it gets a lot of attention. It works really well. People pay a lot of attention to them, and it gets a lot of comments. My Hulk Hogan one, I think, had quite a few comments on it, and we did a couple of others as well. And people kind of had fun with those, and you know, they do. They get a lot of attention, and I think it's something that we should all, you know, play around with. Start having some fun with all of these different things, because they can definitely help you with all of your marketing and make sure that people are paying much more attention to what you're doing. So highly recommend you check those out too. And if you want to check that out, again, that one's at raythevideoguy.com/TXT video. And it allows you to, you just log in, you put in your conversations, and boom, you got this great little video that you can share on places like Facebook. You can share them on YouTube as well, but on YouTube, it's gonna be tall and it's gonna have, you know, lots of space on either side. But in Facebook, it fills up that space, which is very important. We want to fill up that space. And so, you know, those are just a couple of things that you can do right now to start using new types of video on places like Facebook and Instagram. And hopefully that helps you out. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think that's really cool stuff. You know, it's if you're selling anything online, and Facebook is a really good place, as you know, to sell stuff online.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I spend a lot of time working on Facebook.
Yeah.
And when you can use video on there and these different types of videos, and again, not just on Facebook, we're talking Instagram, which I'll be completely honest, I am terrible at Instagram. I work on it a little bit. I post things on there and whatnot, but I'm not, you know, I'm not the Instagram master, you know. And I tell people all the time, you don't need to be the master of every place. You know, if you can handle YouTube and Facebook, you're doing pretty good. If you can do Instagram and Facebook, you're Instagram and YouTube, you know, you can do pretty well if you deal with those three. And of course, Twitter being kind of that fourth one in that sphere as well. But
well, and the thing is too, with Facebook, you engage your connections there, your audience, your friends. You know, I mean, you're regularly engaging them beyond just trying to sell an affiliate product, and that's key as well. So that's why your audience is there. Instagram, the kids are over there. I understand, the young fellers, and you know.
Yeah, I've never quite caught on to the Instagram thing. I think it's a little, to me, it feels a lot less personal. It's a lot less conversational. It's very quick, and you know, as far as marketing goes, I know some people love the marketing on Twitter, on Instagram. I just I don't get it yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. But
yeah, well, yeah. It is what it is.
Youngsters.
Yeah. You need one. You need a 5-year-old to show you how to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, but you know, again, you do a good job with Facebook, and you interact with your friends, your audience on Facebook as well. So it just makes sense that that's where you're at.
It does. That is where they're at.
Well, good. That's great stuff. We'll type up the show notes. I'll get them into the Facebook Live after the fact, and also on the podcast and every place else we put this thing. And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Aaron Dot Show Podcast Network. And how was this show made possible,
Well,
Ray?
it was made possible by freevideoeditor.co. If you want to start making videos, but you don't want to have to learn a difficult program and spend all this money on the actual program and on training, well, you can get the Shotcut Video Editor completely for free over at freevideoeditor.co. Download it along with all the goodies that we've added so that you can start editing right away, just like a pro. And that's at freevideoeditor.co. Leave off the last M for Munster.
Herman Munster.
Or the cheese.
Or Munster, Indiana, or Munster cheese.
Or the cheese, yeah. Any of those. So.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
All righty. Well, hit that funky music, white boy.
All right, we're going to hit that funky music, and it's not going to kill our show when we do. See.